It is in a heavyweight fight here at American Airlines Center from Dallas, Texas, as the Stars look to play host to the Colorado Avalanche here on a Friday night. Colorado brings a 3-game winning streak into this matchup against Dallas. The Stars here on their home ice. Sit back and enjoy this one. Colorado brings it up initially, and a big hit into the zone by Lindell to start things out for the Stars. Nate just takes over in center. Colorado responds with another big hit on Duchesne from Cale Makar. Here comes Duchesne walking it in, centering pass disrupted by Landeskog, and it goes back behind the net. And Colorado will get it up and out of the zone. Heiskanen takes it away for Dallas in center. Lindell back in, drops it off for Johnston, over to the other side, and Duchesne a one-time try, denied by Wedgwood. Goes into the corner, back behind the net. Makar pinned in the trapezoid. Makar gets it back out, Heiskanen keeps it in, Duchesne denied. The rebound disrupted as Rantanen looked to get the follow-up to go through. Makar, good defense. And now here is McKinnon. Circles back, McKinnon, long shot off a body. And it comes out to Heiskanen. Here's Faksa through center. Faksa walks it in, disrupted on his way in, floats down low, out in front. Faksa denied by Wedgwood. 3 shots on goal in the first 2 minutes of play for the Stars. And Scott Wedgwood holds his ground. Dallas 13-4-1 against the Central Division, 38-14-9 overall. Looking to avoid getting out of the penalty box. The Stars are 19-3-4 in games they have fewer penalties than their opponent. Second time these teams square off this season. Stars won 5-4 in a shootout their last time. Back behind the net, Bort gets it for Dallas. They're on the attack. Outside, Harley lets it fly off the blocker of Wedgwood. Goes into the corner. Burns trying to get it out. He can't. Bork loads it up off his skate out in front. And it circles the boards once more. Harley back up top. Hintz off a body again out in front. Colorado will clear the zone. Nelson walks it in. Poke to the far side. Robertson gets there for the Stars. Back out to center, and Rompe hits. Hintz works it in, centering pass disrupted, and Wedgwood finds the puck. Stars are 10-0 in their last 10 games. Steele walks it in. Tried to center it. Good defense from behind by Drury. And he turns it over to Lundqvist in center, who flips it in. Still no shots on goal for Colorado. Just over 3 minutes gone by in this opening period. Here's Olofsson who breaks away. Jailbreak Colorado. Score! Olofsson puts it in. And Colorado off and running here in Dallas. First shot on goal of the game for the Avalanche comes on a breakaway off the turnover in center. And Victor Olofsson takes it in himself to give Colorado the 1-0 lead. Just out in front of everybody, one-on-one, and he puts it home. 1-0 Colorado on their first shot on goal from Victor Olofsson. Bach will bring it in, fired off the shoulder of Wedgwood, and Malinsky picks out the loose change for the Avalanche. Kelly feeds it out of play. Avalanche 6-4 in their previous 10 games, averaging just over 3 goals a game, 3.2. And an early 1-0 lead here for the Avalanche. Colin Blackwell, the bobble in center, taken over by Brindley. Here come the Avalanche. Brindley taken away by Petrovic. Faksa now up ahead to Bach. He works his way in, drops it off for Petrovic. Now Faksa can't handle it, and it goes all the way back. Just over 4.5 gone by in this opening period. 1-0 Colorado. Brindley with a takeaway in center. Stars change as Kelly brings it up for the Avalanche. He gets poked on his way in by Petrovic. Here's Rompe Hintz. Head of steam up ahead. Hintz cuts inside. Takes it in. Denied by Wedgwood. Goes into the corner. Battle for it along the boards. Floats out to Brindley for Colorado. And he will skate it up to neutralize Landeskog, the captain. Drops it off here for Manson. Offside on Colorado. And a whistle. Six shots on goal to just one for Colorado, but the one shot resulted in the game's first goal. Lindell skates his way through center up ahead. Here is a bobble by Earn. And now brought in by Dallas and a glove save by Wedgwood. 14:09 to go opening period. 7 shots on goal now for Dallas in the early going. Dallas wins the faceoff. Lindell couldn't get a clean one off. Good defense by Olofsson. It was the one goal in this game for Colorado. Lindell turns back in for Dallas. Walks it in. Centering pass disrupted by Girard. As they tried to send it in out in front. Big hit in center by Heiskanen. He walks it in. Button hooks back. Inside on the doorstep, and Wedgwood finds the puck. 13:33 to go opening period. Face-off control by Colorado. Taken away by Dallas. Watch out. That one floated in on net, though, and Wedgwood just finds it before Dallas could get a push. The pass was a little too far out in front of Rompe Hintz there. And we'll get another face-off in the Avalanche end. Face-off sits in the right wing circle, goes to the corner. Brock Nelson with a penalty called here on Colorado. Or excuse me, on Dallas. It's a hold against the boards as Bork pinned him against the wall, and we're going to get a power play here for the Avalanche. Already up by 1 here in the early going. Colorado to the power play. Faceoff goes right in on net, knocked away, and flipped out of the zone. Still just 1 shot on goal for Colorado. The 1 goal for Olofsson. Landeskog walks it in, takes it in, and is denied, and it goes to the far side. Lundqvist will flip it up and out. We mentioned just a few minutes ago, in terms of games against the penalty, Dallas 13-4-1 when they have fewer penalties than their opponent. Currently 1-0 in favor of Colorado. Back out to center it comes and all the way down. Lundqvist pins him against the boards, floats back into the Colorado end. Lankinen now will start the break in. Lankinen carries it up himself, walks it in, looking for a center, poked into the corner. Lindell floats around to the near half wall, getting to it is Lundqvist. He'll get it out to Steele. And Steele will walk it in shorthanded for Dallas. Centering pass, a diving body, and Bardakov back to center for Colorado. 1-on-1. Bardakov takes it in. Watch out! Score! What a move by Bardakov on the backhanded feed. And it's 2-0 Colorado on a power play goal. What a start for the Avalanche. Power play goal here in the opening period makes it 2-0. As Dettinger had no chance. So 2 breakaway goals for Colorado in the early going. 3 shots on goal. 2 of them have found the back of the net. And it's 2-0 Avalanche. Offside here in Colorado. Dallas working it in neutral ice, intercepted by Kelly. He flips it in for the Avalanche. First guy to it is Heiskanen. Pindle on the boards to the far half wall. Rumpe Hintz escapes here for the Stars. Up ahead to Robertson, working with Hintz. Robertson shot, denied by Wedgwood. Deflects into the corner, big hit by Hintz delivered. As they battle for it along the far half wall, and Colorado will get it out. Here's Bardakov, he breaks away. Bardakov is in, denied that time. And it goes back behind the net, back up top. A shot off a body, still loose. Bobble into the slot, back out top. And a shot blocked out. Malinsky keeps it in. Petrovic gains control in the slot, and Dallas back out. Robertson drops it off. Fasco whipped. Now a shot on Wedgwood, denied. With 10:07 to go in the opening period. Another breakaway chance as Ottinger makes the stop. So not a good start for Ottinger. 4 shots on goal, 2 of them have found the back of the net for Colorado. A bobble through center by the Avalanche. And Duchesne will escape. Here's Rantanen. Flips it in just wide of the net. And Colton is there for the recovery for the Avs. Here's Girard through center. Girard walks it in, waiting for help to come. Pestered on his way in by Petrovic. That one goes off of Ottinger. Colton in down low. Drury denied by Jake Ottinger. 9:23 to go in the opening period. Face-off controlled by Colorado. Nelson on the wing, back to Lincoln and inside off a body. Never got the shot through. And Dallas back out to center ice. Here's Rantanen, dangles his way in, turns it over to Girard. Makar pestered, turns it over. Harley kept it in the zone. Lincoln and now back out to center. Rantanen gets hit hard. Here's Harley. Duchesne now walks it in. He's pestered on his way through. Johnston keeps it alive here for Dallas for a moment as Colorado works it in their own end. Turnover just wide of the net. Duchesne back out top, picked off by Nelson. Back through center he comes. Brock Nelson dangles on his way in, turns it over. Mikko Rantanen walks it in for Dallas. Centering pass, a whiff on the shot attempt. Gets it back, goes off a body in front. Back into the far half wall. Floats right into the crease. Nichushkin there for Colorado. Here's Landeskog. He's poked on his way in. Duchesne, pestered. Keeps it alive. Duchesne down low. Makar got a stick on it. And Nichushkin back through center here for Colorado. Nichushkin walks it in, waiting for help to come. Cut off as it floats in out in front. Right wing circle. Landeskog. Back to the outside and Manson. Now Makar cutting inside. He gets knocked down by Rumpe Hintz. Here comes Robertson. 2-on-2 if they hurry. Labushkin can handle. And Colorado back to center ice. Drury will bring it in here for Colorado. Feeds it in around the boards. Labushkin gets there back behind the net for Dallas. Pindle on the near half wall. Nichushkin escapes back out to the point. And a shot on net denied by Jake Ottinger. 6:17 to go, opening period. 2-0 Colorado. Face-off comes back out to the point. Manson squares it up. Ottinger got a piece of that one. And the rebound goes to the corner for McKinnon. Floats it in behind the net, Natchez. Natchez tried to kick it away. Floats to the near half wall. Blackwell there for the Stars. And he brings it back out. Blackwell up ahead to Bach. Bach pestered on his way in. Nathan McKinnon. Burns now turns it over back to Bach. Bach works his way in looking for a center. Works it down low out in front. Denied off a body in front. Ernie now back behind the net. Wraparound chance. Wedgwood has no problem. 5:21 to go, opening period. 12 shots on goal for Dallas, 7 for Colorado, and yet a 2-0 lead for the Avalanche. Face-off coming here in the Dallas end. Controlled by Colorado. Nathan McKinnon turns it over, at least briefly. Gets it back along the far half wall. He gets knocked down hard. Ernie back outside Harley, trying to flip it in. Good stick by Landeskog. And back out to center. McKinnon looking for revenge. Drops it off. Malinsky denied. Ottinger sticks it aside to the near side. Hipped in at the point, and a shot goes off a body. McKinnon now down low, circles the half wall. Ernie there here for Dallas. McKinnon escapes the pack, back out to the point. Malinsky off the body, loose puck in the slot. Floats in, a shot denied by Ottinger. Another attack there by Colorado. Colorado keeps it on this side. They win the faceoff. Bardakov whiffed on the shot. And Bork will bring it out for Dallas. Turns it over at the red line. Right back into the zone. Icing the call on Colorado. So we'll go back to the other side of the ice. Under 4 minutes to go now in the opening period. There's Brindley up here for the Avalanche. Flips it on a play. .350 to go, opening period. 2-0 Colorado. Bardakov brings it in for the Avalanche. He gets hammered on his way through. And Duchesne picks out the loose change to the near half wall. Let's back out to Kelly. Lindell with the pickoff in center. Duchesne back out to Johnston. Johnston now Heiskanen with a bobble. To the near side, Johnston. Johnston back to Lindell. Now Duchesne with it. Top of the slot. Right on the doorstep in Wedgwood. Says no. 3:05 to go in the opening period. Face-off control by Colorado. McCarr up to Colton. He brings it up here for the Avalanche. Colton works it in down low. Out in front, Drury sticked aside off the side of the cage, and Ottinger finds the puck. 2:45 to go in the first period. Face-off controlled by Dallas. Dallas brings it in, works it to the corner, cut off by Drury, who takes it away for Colorado. Here's Olofsson, who scored the first goal of this game. Ernie turns back here for Dallas. Feeds it in around the boards. Colorado escapes the corner, back out to center in McKinnon. McKinnon taken off his stick by Lyubushkin. And here comes Dallas, who feeds it in again. First guy back to it is Cale Makar. Brock Nelson. Cross ice to Kelly. Kelly walks it in. Kelly, a shot off a body, and taken away by Lyubushkin. Dallas back in again, under 90 seconds to go, opening period. Big hit on the outside, and it comes back out to center. Here's Brock Nelson. He avoids a hit, but turns it over to Petrovic. Bork now for Dallas with 1 minute to go in the period. Makar up ahead to Natchez, who walks it in. Natchez waiting for help. Drops it off Makar. Off the post. Cale Makar let it fly. Here's a turnover. Natchez out in front. Colton off the blocker of Ottinger. Blackwell gets the rebound for the Stars. Back out to center ice. Under 30 seconds to go in the period. Errant pass into the hands of Girard, who flips it in around the boards. First guy to it will be Foxa. Now Heiskanen, one-timer denied by Wedgwood. Stays in play high off the boards. 7 seconds to go in the period. Natchez back out to center. Turns it over. Blackwell gets it in neutral ice, and that'll be it for the opening period of play. Colorado off to a good start here in Dallas. They got outshot in shots on goal, but still lead 2-0. Start of the second period here at American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. The hometown Stars trail by 2 goals. Colorado with an early start and a good start in this game as we're back underway for the second. Rantanen with a good stick in center. And it floats back into the Dallas end. Heiskanen wins the race for the puck. Rantanen survives that hit attempt by McKinnon. Rantanen to the other side, and Johnston couldn't get a clean one up. Inside on the doorstep, taken away by McCaw. And Colorado will exit. Here's the captain, Landeskog. Brings it in, drops it off. Good stick by Heiskanen, who takes it away for Dallas. Johnston now up ahead for the Stars. Tried to drop it off, taken away by Landeskog. Landeskog takes a hit, floats it into the zone, keeps it alive. Out in front, and a disrupt out in front by Heiskanen and Duchesne. Along the far half wall, Girard keeps it alive for the Avalanche. Flips it in. Nelson flags it out of the air. Nelson, long shot off of Ottinger. Natchez along the near half wall, battling with Johnston. Floats in back behind the net. First guy there is Heiskanen for the Stars. And here comes Johnston through center. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Down low, good stick by Manson. Nelson back out to Olofsson. Poke to the near side. Olofsson keeps it alive. Down low, Burns. Now Nelson with it. He's pestered him near the goal line. Good defense by Lindell, who takes it away for Dallas. Steele brings it in. Steele, backhanded try, smothered by Wedgwood. 17:24 to go. Second period just underway in a 2-0 Colorado lead. Face-off control by Colorado. Bardakov feeds it in around the boards. First guy to it is Rumpe Hintz for Dallas. He feeds it in too far, all the way down for Isaac. Just over 3 minutes gone by here in the second period. Dallas looking to break the scoreboard. Time on attack, 156 to 157 in favor of Colorado. Malinsky outside. Pass goes all the way through. Petrovic gets the board off the wall. Along the far half wall, they battle for it. And here comes Dallas. Intercepted in center by Brindley. Nichushkin will bring it back in for the Avalanche. Picked off by Bork, but kept alive. Pelly fires, save Ottinger. And Bork now back through center for Dallas. Feeds it in around the boards. Malinsky hit hard in front of the boards. A lot of bodies there in the corner. Colorado escapes. Bardakov walks it in, waiting for help to come. Behind the back pass, Nichushkin denied Ottinger. Rebound in the slot, controlled by Colin Blackwell. And Dallas back out to center. Blackwell surrounded by Avalanche, taken away by Nichushkin. And here comes Colorado. Offsides on McKinnon. Face-off control by Colorado. Work it in center ice. Now McCarr brings it up. Taken away by Lundqvist. Ernie feeds it in. Girard gains control for Colorado. Here's Drury up the near boards. Feeds it in deep. Dallas will win the race for the puck. Lundqvist pinned along the boards by Olofsson. Picks to the far side and Labushkin. Cale Makar takes it away. Here is Olofsson. Drops it off for Drury. He can't handle. And Steele back to center ice. Yes, I am TT official. Intercepted in center by Colton. Fires a shot, saved by Ottinger. No further play with 13:55 to go in the period. Appreciate you, TT official. Here's Blackwell walking it in, pestered to the near side on his way through. Both teams with 15 shots on goal in this game, 2-0 Colorado. Here's Lankinen, drops it off Nichushkin off a body, and Colorado loses control in the slot. Nichushkin takes it away at the red line. Nelson will bring it back in here for the Avalanche. Button hooks back. Lankinen downstairs off of Ottinger. Lankinen right there on the doorstep. Blackwell feeds it in behind the net. Labushkin gets there here for Dallas as they work it in their own end. Back out to center. Baxa survives a hit. He brings it up, centering to Buck. A shot goes wide of the net. Again, been pestered from behind. Rantanen now out in front. Baxa denied by Wedgwood. No further play. 16 shots on goal now for both of these teams. Dallas keeps it on this side. Petrovic back to Harley as they play catch. That one goes off a body. Into the corner. Rantanen keeps it alive. Petrovic long shot off of Wedgwood. Rebound Rantanen. Tried to feed it in on the doorstep. They score! Johnston! And Dallas is on the board. It got tipped around a couple times out in front. And the Stars cut the lead in half. It's 2-1. The feed to the inside got bobbled around by a few different sticks in there, and they get it right past Wedgwood for the first goal of the game for the Stars, and it's 2-1 at the 7:50 mark in the second period. Dallas now out shooting Colorado 18-16. Duchesne, one-timer, they score! Rantanen! And just like that, Dallas has tied it. What a turn of events here at American Airlines Center. What a feed by Duchesne. And Mikko Rantanen let it fly, and this game is tied in the blink of an eye. What a moment here in Dallas. Offside is the call. 11:56 to go in the period. 2 goals, 9 seconds apart for the Dallas Stars to tie this game. And listen to this crowd back into it. Face off in center, controlled by Dallas. Landeskog disrupts Rantanen, who keeps it alive. He works it in. That one hits the post. Dallas all of a sudden on the attack. They'll keep it in. Rantanen, score! This is unbelievable. 3 goals within minutes for the Stars, 2 of them for Rantanen. And Dallas is in front 3-2. What a turn of events here in Dallas. 3-2 all of a sudden our score. Brindley now back outside. Penalty's going to be called here on Dallas. And a power play upcoming here for Colorado. All kinds of action happening in the last few minutes of time. And now a penalty here on Dallas with a cross-check being the call. So now Colorado all of a sudden with a chance to maybe tie this game again. Right into Chuskin, deflected out of play on Jake Ottinger. Face-off control by Dallas this time. Heiskanen flips it up and out. Back for McKinnon. Now it's McCarr to Colton. Colton poked it out to neutral ice. They have to tag back up. McKinnon right back in, sends it in, and Ottinger swats it away. Pass goes all the way through, back behind the net. Rompe Hintz keeps it alive, and Dallas gets it out of the zone. Rompe Hintz tried to feed it to the outside, keeps it alive, fires it on net, and Wedgwood says no. Minute 18 to go on the power play here for Colorado. Face-off controlled by Dallas. Petrovic to the other side, and Harley, blocker saved by Wedgwood. Short-handed attack there for the Stars. Power play continues here for the Avalanche. Natchez drops it off McKinnon. Now McCarr, linking it. Back to McCarr. Denied by Ottinger, who sprawls out to get it, and they send it down the length of the ice. .40 seconds to go on the power play. Here's McCarr, head of steam, good poke by Petrovic. And back out to Colin Blackwell. Short-handed, back behind the net. Natchez gains control for the Avalanche. 25 seconds to go on the power play. Here's Lankinen up ahead. Lankinen walks it in, waits for help to come. Back behind the net, Landeskog out in front. Denied by Ottinger, and the rebound controlled by Dallas, and they clear. Beautiful penalty kill there for Dallas as they rub off the Colorado power play. Here's Lyubushkin, whiffed on the shot, good poke from Drury. Lyubushkin keeps it alive. Whoa! What a goal! And it's 4-2 Dallas. Oh my goodness! We've got fireworks inside American Airlines Center tonight. Dallas has turned it on here in the second period. What a goal! And it's 4-2 with the Stars having the lead. Good stick in center. Colorado on the attack now. Bardakov walks it in, back out to the point. Tipped around, and Ottinger finds the puck. 8:35 to go in the period. Dallas has absolutely turned it on here in the second period. 4 unanswered goals for the Stars. Face-off control by Dallas as they work it in their own end. Lundqvist up ahead to Duchesne. Duchesne walks it in, takes it in on Wedgwood. Score! Oh my goodness! Matt Duchesne sneaks it through, and it's 5-2, Stars on top. What has happened to Wedgwood? This is unreal, what we're watching right now from the Dallas Stars. They take a 3-goal lead here in the second. They've scored 5 goals. Drury, a shot denied by Ottinger. Just the last 6 or 7 minutes or so of this second period is a full highlight reel for the Dallas Stars. Johnston feeds it up to Duchesne, who walks it back in for the Stars. Rantanen now a shot off of Wedgwood in the air, still loose. A battle for it in the middle. Wedgwood holds his ground. Rantanen was looking for a second period hat trick. Dallas keeps it alive. Heiskanen floats it out of the zone. Circles back in. Heiskanen fires. Wedgwood saved. The rebound in the slot controlled by Colorado. Drury back out to center. Drury walks it in. Drops it off for Colton into the slot. And it pestered back outside. Malinsky pestered by Rantanen. Kept alive by Colton. Back out to the point and all the way through. Wedgwood settles it down. Picked off in center by Duchesne. Dallas changes. Rumpe Hintz keeps it alive. Hintz cuts inside and a shot on net. Wedgwood trying to find the puck and he just sprawls out to lay on top of it. 6:22 to go in the second period. Face-off control by Dallas. Harley pestered, turns it over. Here's Bardakov up ahead for the Colorado Avalanche. Brindley now sends it in. Ottinger swats it away. Robertson recovers the rebound for Dallas. Here's Harley through center ice. He's cut off by Girard. Under 6 minutes to go in the period. 5 goals in the period for Dallas after coming in down 2-0. Bardakov pestered on his way in by Robertson. Petrovic turns it over. Brindley cuts inside, denied by Ottinger. Goes into the corner. Bardakov keeps it alive. Works it in. Off the post. Harley gains control. And here comes Dallas back out to center. It's Bork. Bork couldn't get a clean shot off. Good stick by Girard. And back out to center it comes. Here's McKinnon. McKinnon fires. Sticked aside by Ottinger. McKinnon pestered along the far half wall. Keeps it alive. One-timer. Denied Ottinger. The rebound. The captain Landeskog couldn't finish. And it comes back out wide. Hawks are there for Dallas, and it floats back out. McKinnon pestered on his way in. Here's Lyubushkin. Dallas back out to center ice. Hintz can't handle it. McKinnon takes it away. Here's Landeskog. Landeskog takes a hit. Natchez keeps it alive. Out in front, Nelson. Pestered into the near side. Nelson circles back in. Back out to the point, and Burns sends it in on net. Kicked aside, goes off the post, and Ottinger finds it again. 3:45 to go. Colorado keeps it alive. A shot blocked down by Ottinger. Lankinen out in front. Good stick in the middle by Dallas. Burns keeps it alive. Lankinen into the slot. Off a body, still loose. Floats in on Ottinger, who freezes once more. 3:25 to go now in the period. It was 2-0 Colorado at the start of this period. Manson to the point and Burns off a body. Good block out in front with a broken stick. Ernie sends it in, deflects right through the blue paint on Wedgwood. Colorado gains control in their own end. Under 3 minutes to go in the period. Manson nearly turned it over. Colorado now floats it deeper into their end. Nelson finally gets it back out to center. Here's Lankinen. Lankinen walks it in. Look to center it. Works it back behind the net. Wraparound chance denied by Ottinger. That one goes off the side of the cage. And Dallas gains control on their own side. Lindell back through center. Flips it in. Out of play. 2:10 to go in the period. 5-2 Dallas. All 5 of their goals coming in the second period. And it has been a highlight reel for the Dallas Stars. Picked off in center by Bach. Here's Petrovic. Petrovic sends it in on Wedgwood, who swats it away. Olofsson there in the corner for Colorado. He has one of their 2 goals, does Olofsson. He got hit hard back behind the play. Drops it off for Colton. A shot off the post again. Stays out. Olofsson on the point. Now Malinsky fires. That one hits off the pipe. This is unreal. Minute 26 to go. And Colorado cannot find the back of the net. One shot off the post by Colton. And then another one a few moments later on this same turn. Minute 26 to go in the period. Colorado now out shooting Dallas 32-30. Malinsky fires just wide of the net. And it comes back out to center. Drury picks up the loose change. Here comes Colorado back in. A shot short-sided, denied on the blocker of Ottinger. Olofsson now, back outside. Colton fires off a body. Rantanen flags it out of the air. And back out to center comes Dallas. Here's Duchesne. Under a minute to go in the period. Johnston loads it up. Tips just wide of the net. Off of wedge one. Into the corner, Rantanen. Now Duchesne works it in down low. Out in front. A shot off a body. And here comes Colorado. Makar back in. What a move around one man. Drops it off Nichushkin. Into the slot down low. Ottinger finds the puck. 14 seconds left. Face-off control by Colorado. They score! Cale Makar off the draw. And the Avalanche finally find the back of the net here in the second period. It was only a matter of time before one of these shots found the back of the net. And Cale Makar finally makes it happen. They cut in to the Dallas lead. And another shootout between these two teams continues. Seconds tick down to the second. Here's a takeaway for Dallas. Bork walks it in. Tried to feed it in. Pestered. Wedgwood finds it. 2.3 left in the second period. Face-off right on net. Wedgwood holds his ground, and that'll expire the period. What a second period for the Dallas Stars. 5 goals, and they lead 5-3. Start of the third and final period. A shootout in the making here from Dallas. An incredible second period by the Dallas Stars gave them the lead. Colorado scored 1 goal in that second period, and we're back underway for the start of the third. The final score of the first meeting between these two teams was 5-4. And we're at 5-3 to start the third period. Another shootout here in Dallas. Rantanen turns back in. Works it in down low, tried to send it in out in front. McKinnon with the pester brings it back. Here's Landeskog. Waits for help to come. Gerard off a body in front. Heiskanen with the shot block. And back out to center it comes for Natchez. Natchez walks it in for Colorado. Drops it off Landeskog. Fires, save. Ottinger. Cale Makar has been a bright spot for the Avalanche in this game. He scored the goal within the final minute of that second period to make it a 2-goal game. But he has been letting it fly all game long. Finally got one into the back of the net right there. Off the draw towards the end of the second period. Just over a minute gone by here in the third. 2-goal game, Dallas leads. Controlled by Colorado. Gerard squares it up. Off the post again. The rebound hits the pipe. Oh my goodness. Colorado has been banging it off the pipe all night long. They cannot find the back of the net when it matters most. Heiskanen walks it in, turns it over to Nelson. He turns back for Colorado. Here's McCaw. McCaw trying to cut in. Good cut off by Heiskanen. Heiskanen up ahead. Here's Bork. Inside, Robertson sends it in on Wedgwood, who finds the puck. Another 2 ringers off the pipe for Colorado. As we take a look at Samuel Girard squaring it up, and a laser beam right off the bar. And then the rebound by Nichushkin banged off the pipe right after that. And Colorado has been hitting the pipe all game long. Unreal. Face-off control by Dallas. Harley couldn't get a clean one off. Taken control by Colorado in the slot. Holton will walk it up in the Dallas end. Olofsson cuts inside, whipped on the shot. Harley with the defense right on his hip. Now up ahead, Robertson stays on side. Robertson right wing circle. Battling for it with Manson. Pinned into the corner. Floats out for Rompe Hintz. Inside, Ernie's shot denied by Wedgwood. The rebound. Harley drops it off for Hintz. Back outside. Ernie walks it in. Harley off the ricochet. Olofsson gains control. Harley now off the blocker of Wedgwood. Back behind the net into the trapezoid. Now back out for Hintz. Sends it in out in front. Tipped around. Goes back behind. Manson gains control for Colorado. And they'll get it out. Offside. Delayed offsides here on Colorado, so they couldn't touch it. Robertson back here for Dallas. Poke to the near side. Holton. Taken away by Colorado. Nelson. Cuts inside. A shot goes wide of the net. First guy to it is Duchesne for Dallas. Olofsson takes it back, but floats it back out to center ice. Girard flips it in. He got hammered in the neutral zone. Ernie will bring it up here for Dallas. Cuts inside, off the side of the net. Works it into the corner. Ernie pinned along the boards. Steele now escapes. A shot denied, Wedgwood. 15:36 to go in the period. What a game this has been, and we've still got over 15 minutes left. As we take a look at Jake Ottinger, had a struggle in the first period where he gave up the 2 goals to Colorado, but he has been shutting down the Avalanche pretty much since the start of the second period. He gave up that 1 goal at the very end of the period to make it a 2-goal game. He's gotten some help from the pipes. Jake Ottinger holding his ground, trying to maintain this this Dallas lead. Face-off control by Colorado. Brindley will bring it back out through center ice. He gets hit hard on his way through. Bardakov up ahead. Here's Kelly. Floats it back in on net. Wedgwood settles it down. Malinsky now hit hard. Here's a takeaway, at least briefly, by Rantanen. Now a takeaway. Johnston tipped over the top of the net. Rantanen back into the trapezoid. Floats into the corner. Johnston gains control. He's poked to the near side. Bardakov jumps on it for Colorado. Kept alive. Rantanen off of Wedgwood. Into the trapezoid back behind Johnston. Out in front. Denied Wedgwood again. Bardakov now trying to get it out. Malinsky will. Malinsky feeds it in deep, allows for a change. Here's Lyubushkin, now Lundqvist. Duchesne hit hard. Lundqvist picks up the loose change. Floats back into the Colorado end. Here's McKinnon. McKinnon works it up with a head of steam. Centering pass, Burns into the slot, taken away by Harley. Colin Blackwell now here for Dallas. Feeds it in. Circles around for Bach. Bach works it down low. Back out to the wing and Harley to the point and Petrovic into the slot. Blackwell back outside, tipped around just wide of the net. Harley gains control inside. Blackwell backhander off the side of the cage. And it goes to the near half wall. Kept alive again by Dallas. Foxo, one-timer off his skate. Blackwell now. Back out to the point and Bork. Taken away by Lincoln, and here he comes. Good turn there for Dallas. Lincoln whiffed on the shot. Good defense from behind by Foxa. And now Rompe Hintz. Back out to McKinnon here for Colorado. Taken away by Hintz. Robertson now turns back for Dallas. He's picked off by Lincoln. And it floats into the Dallas end. Just over 12 minutes to go here in the third period. 2-goal lead for Dallas. Centering pass, a bobble. Wedgwood holds his ground back behind the net. Out in front, Hintz denied again. Wedgwood back behind. Hintz another try, poked into the corner. Hintz, backhander, blocker save Wedgwood. Bork now, wraparound try. Wedgwood holds his ground once more. And back out to center it comes. Nathan McKenna leads it in. Petrovic back behind his own net. Lundqvist up ahead, here's Hintz. Rompe Hintz, picked off by Burns. Bobbled, snared, score! Maverick Bork, and Dallas extends their lead. Wedgwood has been on the ropes this entire third period so far. Deflects around him, he lost his footing, and it ricochets into the net for another Dallas goal. (6-3), Dallas with the lead. And what a turnaround from the start of this game. Here's Natchez, denied by Ottinger. It was 2-0 Colorado in the first period. That's how the first period ended, with Colorado the momentum. Then Dallas scored 5 goals in that second period. And now they're taking control up by 3 here in the third. Steele brings it up for Dallas, feeds it in. Gerard back for Colorado, working it in their own end, and now out for Natchez. Natchez cuts outside, now back in, fires a shot off a body in front. Lindell with the shot block, and here's Ernie up ahead. Ernie waiting for the trailer, drops it off. Steele, denied by Wedgwood. Goes back behind the net, and Natchez will bring it out. Cross ice to Landeskog. Landeskog pestered on his way in. Over halfway through this third period now, 6-3, Dallas on top. To the far side, Gerard jumps on it here for Colorado. Here's Kelly. Big hit. Drury keeps it alive. Kelly's shot knocked down by Ottinger. And now out for Heiskanen. Up ahead to Steele. He's pestered on his way in. Kelly now works it up ahead. Another big hit on his way in. Kelly works it in down low. Into the corner. Kelly gets knocked down. Steele jumps on it here for Dallas. Physical play happening here in the third. Here's Foxa. Foxa walks it in, drops it off to no man's land. Kelly back here for Colorado. Feeds it in. Duchesne brings it up. Duchesne denied. Wedgwood. Rebound controlled by Gerard. Drury can't handle it. McCarr gets it out to center. Dallas gains control. Under 8 minutes to go here in the game. 6-3 Dallas. Duchesne walks it in off a skate. Gerard pestered, and McCarr jumps on the loose change. Here's Nelson. Outside Drury. He's pestered on his way in. Petrovic pins along the boards. Kicks back out to McCarr. Kelly on the wing. A bobble. Brings it in. Ottinger knocks it down. Drury. Nelson. Ottinger with the save, and another save by Jake Ottinger on Brock Nelson. Colorado keeps it alive. Gerard, a shot knocked down by Ottinger. Battle for it, back behind the net, Drury. Out in front, a bobble. Colton keeps it alive, floats it into the corner. First guy there is Gerard for Colorado. Pindle on the boards. Johnston now works it back behind his own net. Labushkin will feed it up and out. Lundqvist will walk it in. Fires a shot. Wedgwood gloves it down. 6:23 to go in the game. 51 shots on goal for Dallas, 41 for Colorado, and a 3-goal lead for the Stars. Manson pestered through neutral ice, brings it up. Colton now bobbles to the outside. Robertson jumps on it here for the Stars, kept alive. Deflected off the boards down low, and a shorthanded shot denied by Ottinger. Dallas works it in their own end, under 6 minutes to go in a 3-goal game. Manson gains control here for Colorado. Burns will bring it up. Burns drops it off. Drury squares it up. Tipped around, and Ottinger somehow finds it. 5:11 to go. Lindell back through center here for Dallas. 5 minutes to go. Back out into center ice. Here's Landeskog, who gets crunched at the red line. Lindell back in for the Stars. Feeds it in around. First guy to it is Robertson. Out in front, Foxa. Denied by Wedgwood. Back behind the net. And it goes back out to center. Here's Natchez. Natchez walks it in. 3-on-3. Works it in down low. Goes wide of Ottinger. McKinnon to the top. Malinsky. Picked down by Foxa. And back out to center. Ernie drops it off. Foxa shot. Gloved down by Wedgwood. 4 minutes left. Face-off control by Dallas. Lindell, Wedgwood with the snare. 3:54 to go. Wedgwood, another stop down low. Under 4 minutes to go in the game. Kelly back through center ice. Feeds it in. Lindell gains control for Dallas in their own end. Back out to center ice. Brindley back in here for the Avalanche. Off a body in the middle. And Dallas gains control once more. Foxa across the red line to Bach. Bach tried to load up. Good stick by Malinsky. Under 3 minutes to go here in the game. 3-goal lead for Dallas. A takeaway. Labushkin couldn't handle it. Floats outside. Blackwell. Labushkin fires off a body. Rebound. Bach. Down low. Blackwell. Wraparound try. Score! Colin Blackwell. And that's the dagger for Dallas. (7-3) Dallas. What a performance in this game by the Dallas Stars. Rantanen brings it up, looking for the hat trick, and it goes off of Wedgwood. Pinned back behind the net. So a 4-goal lead now for Dallas here in the third period as we're under 2 minutes to go. Nichushkin cuts inside, takes it in, and Ottinger stops that attempt. Shot blocked out in front, floats it back out to center. McCarr jumps on it here for Colorado. Here's Gerard with a bobble. Duchesne tried to take it away the best he could. Lankinen will bring it back up. Lankinen fires. Ottinger with another save. What up, Tankinator? We're almost done, unfortunately, Tankinator. You've missed a good one. This has been a highlight reel game for the Dallas Stars. You have to go back and watch. Lankinen walks it in. Button hooks back to the near side. Back to Lankinen. Inside. Makar backhanded off a body. And Harley floats it up. Under a minute to go. Wedgwood settles it down back behind the net. Nichushkin feeds it in. Ernie wins the race for the puck. 30 seconds to go. Here's Labushkin. Feeds it in again. Just winding the final seconds off of this clock. And the Dallas can celebrate the victory here over Colorado. Ten seconds to go in the game. Pindle on the boards and floats back into the Dallas end, and we can start the final countdown. 7-3 Dallas with a big performance here at home. Win it here over Colorado. Jake Ottinger did his job in between the pipes. He wasn't perfect, but it didn't matter. Dallas turned it on in that second period. They scored 5 highlight reel goals to come away from Colorado, and that was all she wrote from there. Dallas wins it by 4, 7-3 the final score. What a game here from Dallas. It was very entertaining throughout this one. From American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, the Stars get the win over Colorado, 7-3 the final scores. We say good night from Dallas.